Natalie.
Hey.
Jen had called me last night. Well, she left me a voice memo, and she was like, hey, we just played our first show together as Runaway June with Natalie. It was so good. I didn't know you guys were playing your first show. What happened last night?
Well, they had this Facebook Live on the books forever, and it's so funny because even 2 days ago, they had told me we were just playing. It was like stations in Alabama. It was like an iHeart Facebook Live, I guess. And they had told me, we're just doing one song. This has been on the books forever. And then 2 days ago, they were like, hey, it's 4 songs, and Natalie learned them all. And we hadn't had a rehearsal yet. And so we literally got together yesterday 30 minutes before and played through the songs and then went on this Facebook Live thing. So
how did it feel?
It was good. It was a lot for the first one, but now I've got that under my belt, so I feel better. It'll be nice when everything's automatic and I'm not thinking.
Yeah.
But we sound good together, so thank God.
I saw the picture this morning.
First time we heard it.
I want to read some of this press release here. Mike put this in front of me. This is the press release from whenever you were announced as the member of Runaway June. Founding members Naomi Cook and Jennifer Wayne revealed their new member on social media with a photo of themselves and Stovall, who was the leader of her own band, Natalie Stovall on the Drive, a former Voice contestant, and toured with Bobby Bones. The BBR music group trio that Hannah Mulholland helped found in 2015. It's been revealed that the vocalist, fiddle player, and songwriter is joining the group, which also includes blah, 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 blah. And then it goes through more of your accolades. At this point, is everybody off the Natalie's just now in the group, or like what's happening right now?
So when that press release came out, yes, I had made the decision to join a month before that because Hannah had already started talking to them about leaving. And when she left, that's when they reached out to me and we all started having the conversations. But it is so funny how those things, people are like, man, Hannah just left the band, and then all of a sudden you've replaced her. And it's like, no, that's what it looks like on social media. But this has all been in the works for a very long time.
Who called you first? The first time you ever heard this might even be a thing. Who was on the phone?
Jen texted me, and she sent me this really long text. And, we've been friends for a long time, but I hadn't talked to her in a while. So when I saw the text, I thought, oh, that's weird. And I read it, and at that point, she was trying to just say, hey, maybe come out and play a couple shows with us, and who knows what it could turn into. And then it was a couple days before I called her, and we actually had a talk about it. And even from those 2-day window, their decision, like Hannah's decision, had finalized at that point. And so the conversation changed even from her first text when she reached out.
And so in that couple of days, were you going, I'll go play with them. I could, play some shows, hang out with friends, make some money? Or were you already thinking, do they want me in the group?
I was a mixture of all of the emotions because I knew what that meant. Like, I knew that she wouldn't have said that if they weren't already pretty serious about it. And of course, it was a really sensitive subject, too. She was like, just keep this between us because this is really a hard time. I mean, it was awful for the girls. And I know what that's like to have a band member leaving, and you're kind of in panic mode at that point. And so for me, I was a little in panic mode because I've just been laser beam focused on a very specific path and a specific way of being able to continue in the music business. And so I was very thrown. I was like, wait, what? Could I be in a group? Like, what would that be like? Because it's not like your band where we play shows, but we're, it's not the main priority for me because you have a million things going on.
Right.
And so I knew this would have to become my main priority if I said yes to it. And so that was why it was just kind of a tornado of confusion in my head.
And that in every other world that you've been, you have been the lead vocalist.
Yep. Yep. And that was the hardest thing, I think, for me to evaluate, just because I was trying to be as honest with myself as possible, because in this very strange time that we're all living, it became clear that I would need to make this decision without being able to sing with the girls and even try writing a song together or hang out, even just hang out in the same room. I mean, I know I love Jen and we go way back, but I've just met Naomi at shows on the road. Like we spent some time together, but not like, oh, we're in a band together and now we're sisters time.
Yeah.
So that was, but I will say that as soon as I started having those conversations with the girls, I started realizing that it was a lot more natural and that we were all on the same page and we were speaking the same musical language, and that's the most important part to me. So I kind of had to go with gut, which is weird to not like play with your new band before you join them forever and always.
Was it a question to them if you would continue playing the fiddle, or was it like, if I'm going to be in it, I'm going to play the fiddle?
No, that was one of their most exciting parts of it. They were like, oh, and you got to come play fiddle. I mean, that was in the initial text. It was like, please come sing and play fiddle with us,
And what did you tell your husband at that time?
I got the text, and I remember walking into the living room, and I looked at James, and I was like, I think I just got asked to be in Runaway June. And his head tilted to the side, and he looked at me, and I was like, Hannah's going to leave, and I think they're asking me to be a part of this. And we both just kind of sat in shock for a while. I mean, he was like, this is such a great opportunity and idea. And that meant a lot to me because obviously he and I have been playing music together in a project together for 15 years at this point. So we knew that this would change a lot, and kind of the way that we've always built our own life on the road. But it's also why it took me a long time to make the decision. It wasn't a no-brainer at first. It only became a no-brainer as we all really started talking about it. And I had a lot of weird guilt and shame about that because I was like, there's like 2,000 girls in this town that would cut my throat if they knew that I was taking time to make this decision and it wasn't just an immediate yes, because it's an incredible opportunity,
The real value in this for you is that Runaway June is not such a known entity that people are blown away that one of the members is gone. And this is from me coming from not the outside completely, because in a way I'm close to all three of you, and I know you separately and now as a group, and I work in country music.
Right.
So I would say that unless you're just a diehard Runaway June fan, which is growing, but it's still in the early stages of it, you're not going to know the three members. If you're a middle country music fan, you know the name, but you probably can't identify any of the members if they're walking down the street toward you. And that's when you want to get in, if you can do it. Like you're at the place, for example, Bon Scott of AC/DC died. You hate that. He died, but Brian Johnson is the lead singer of AC/DC now, and he's the one that everybody knows. The Bon Scott version got him out of Australia, got him a hit, and then the Brian Johnson version, now you're not the lead singer, but it has been done where a person has changed and also been instrumental in the super success of a band. That was the right time for him. This analogy just came to me. I'm pretty proud of myself for it. So
that was a good one. I like that.
I think it's a good place for you because you're just not going to have a ton of people going, well, I used to love the old Runaway June.
Sure. Well, and the timing of it, even beyond that, extends into the fact that Runaway June is coming off of their first album, and then they're just starting, and I keep doing this where I say they're, and now I can say we're, starting to write for our second album. And so even creatively, it's such a restart anyway, and so what a perfect time for me to be able to come in and be a part of that creative process, which is important to me because, there is this catalog of material that we'll be singing that I wasn't a part of helping create or make the decisions on, but that's cool because that's the start. And then now we get to take all the work that they've been doing and all the work that I've done for all these years, put it together, and then move forward, in an even bigger and better way.
Yeah, it's a fortunate situation for everybody. Hannah didn't want to be in the group anymore. The other two girls did. I know, and I'm not sure if you guys are saying this or if I just know it from talking to them. is that, and maybe you said it on my radio show, but I know that they were considering just going as a duo, which would have made sense, by the way. It was never the Runaway June 3. They could have easily been Runaway June with just those two. That's not a weird,
right?
But that because it was you, they were like, well, this is a great addition. It's a different addition, but it's a great addition. And so I'm super pumped for you. I was talking about it last night with Caitlin. I'm just super pumped for you that you're the most talented person that I know in many ways that really hasn't had that real opportunity yet. And so I love it. And we all talked offline too, where it was they were calling me for references about you. You hit me up and we're like, hey, this is happening. What do you think about them? And but you knew Jen. Jen was the first one to bring you into my radio show when she was a record person.
I know. Jen introduced us to each other, which is, and some of those weird synchronicities too they keep coming up, and it keeps feeling like, oh my gosh, we have all made the right decision. Like kind of everything was leading to this point.
Well, it's funny.
And it was cool too, because I had to kind of sit and really think and be honest with myself about the lead singer thing and about just being on stage and what this would look like, because I don't know what it's like to be in this type of group. But even being in your band helped me come to this decision, because I'm not the lead singer of your band, and you graciously feature all of the people that are in your band, and so I get to show off a lot in the show, and that's really fun, but people are there for you. And it was cool because that was one of the things that James said to me. He was like, well, does that take away from the experience for you that you're not the lead singer of the Raging Idiots? I was like, no, I have a blast out on the road doing that. And so that helped me internalize in a way that I can't live and experience firsthand with the girls. But it was like, oh, yeah, no, I get to perform, I get to sing, I get to create music, which is all I've ever wanted to do.
Well, in my heart, you're the lead singer. You may not have sang the most, but you sang the good ones. You sang the hard ones. And I would make and here's the thing too, when I would make our set list, I would never do one of my dopey songs after you because you were so good. Because I didn't want the juxtaposition of you to me, I didn't like. So I would do like you, then maybe Eddie or Ahmad, and then back to me, just to make sure people didn't see the difference, right beside each other. So it's you. I mean, really, in that band, and it is what it is. But you and Brandon Ray are the most talented people that haven't got the real substance shot yet. And for you, it's happening right now. And it's a testament that if you just stay in the game, work hard with your talent, and be good to people, eventually it's going to work out in some way. You're going to get your shot eventually. You're going to get your call to the majors. And I think you are such a testament to that. And I hope that that's what you preach, because there are so many young artists, period, but young female artists that are going to want to hear your story once you guys blow up and become megastars,
Yeah. I mean, it is for a while, things it's been harder the last couple of years. And, we were figuring out, I had just done I went back to my roots and did a big college booking showcase at the beginning of March. I mean, and booked all these shows and was kind of doing my own little restart. And there was parts of me that was going, man, am I just an idiot? Like, I'm not giving up. Music has broken my heart so many times, but I love it so much I'm not going to give up on it. And it's amazing how, overnight the opportunities can just completely change. And I went from kind of really struggling and then struggling amidst such a crazy time of uncertainty to getting, everything kind of just falling into place. It's really incredible. I'm in awe of it.
You worked really hard until you got lucky, and those two didn't happen neither one of those things happened by accident. Yeah. Like, you just work until you get your opportunity. Anyway, is it annoying to you when people go, Natalie Stovall, a former contestant on The Voice?
I try not to let it be. It's a part of my it's a chapter of my story. That's not annoying to me. It's annoying when people are like, man, so The Voice really put you on the map. And it's like, cool. I mean, I worked my tail off before The Voice. And that's one of the reasons I did The Voice. And then, but now it did. There are a lot of people, though, that discovered me from doing that show. So I am very thankful for that one, too.
You all three were singing and playing. Were you slow enough in the moment that you could actually go, holy crap, this is happening? Or were you so just dialed in and a little bit nervous because it was the first time you were playing together?
I think I lost you. Are you there?
Yeah, it happens a lot. I get lost a lot.
There you are.
So when you're comfortable in a situation, you can slow down and
Nope.
actually enjoy it for a
And she's
second.
gone again.
And she's gone again. I'm going to really get this with her in a second. Natalie.
Oh, I heard Natalie.
There you go. Want to try again?
Nope, and then you blinked out again.
Okay.
You want to restart and call me back?
Are you driving?
This happens.
Let's call her back.
We'll call you back.
Yeah, we'll call you right back. 'Cause I got a great question. We'll just call her back. We'll leave it rolling. I even have a great... we calling her or is she calling us?
Let me call her.
Okay. Go ahead. Here we go. You're hearing it right now, folks. Oh, there's no dial tone. All right. By the way, you can follow Natalie on Instagram at Natalie Stovall. S-T-O.
Hello?
Hey, you there?
Oh, there you are. Awesome.
Okay, so here's my question. Here's my analogy. When Seacrest got sick and they said, hey, Bobby, you're going to host American Idol. It was like 3 minutes before the show. I walked out there and I hosted the show. Really wasn't that nervous because I'd been preparing so long. It was and I actually paused for a second as I was under the big American Idol theater thing and said, holy crap, this is like one of the biggest TV institutions of my life. And even though it's just for a second, I was able to be slow enough in the moment to go, this is pretty cool. And I'm not able to do that a lot. But I was like, this is pretty cool. As I'm talking, I'm reading the prompter on TV live, but I'm still so comfortable that I was thinking, I was able to separate and go, wow, it's pretty crazy. You're on not just national TV, but you're underneath one of the biggest signs of all time. Now, that question is, were you able to do that, obviously at a different level, but as you were playing your first time with them, you're like, holy crap, I'm not playing as a member of Runaway June? Or were you just so like, oh boy, let me get this right?
There was a little ping-ponging back and forth between those things. Because, I mean, we really hadn't had, because of quarantine, we haven't been able to rehearse. And so that's been a very tricky thing because there's all of the Facebook Lives and the live streams that everybody's doing. And so I was a little bit like, oh, gosh, I hope I don't miss any of the lyrics. But then I also realized that, you know what, it doesn't matter. This is my first time, and it will get there. You know, it can't start out as the best. But, you know, that's kind of a good point. I wasn't nervous at all.
Yeah.
I was just excited to finally get to play music again, you know.
The Southern is the Southern Weekend is your show on Circle Network. And
Yeah.
so before I talk about the show, let me describe to people what the Circle Network is because I'm super involved over there too. So the show that I do, which we were taping and called Opry, we would take all the performances from the week, make a best of, make an episode and play it every week. That's on Circle Network. Now we're doing the Opry live show, which is on streaming and it goes on local affiliates and on the Circle Network. But the Circle Network was, as of now, going to launch full out. As of right now, we were going to be on Apple TV, on all these, however your phone, you get your phone, you can watch. It's not anymore. You can find it in certain cities, you can find it in certain ways. But Natalie has a show called The Southern Weekend. And are you still doing that show?
Yes, we were supposed to. So we have season 1 and 2 done, and we already had planned to start filming seasons 3 and 4 beginning of April. But obviously, that's been put on hold until we can start filming again. But you know, as soon as we can, we'll get back to doing that.
Have they already aired season 2?
Yeah.
Oh, they have? Okay, so what?
Yeah, and I don't know if every episode is aired, but I know they're in the middle of airing season 2 now.
What's that show about?
It is highlighting all of the best attractions and local places in Nashville, and also country music artists and people that are working here in Music City. But it also spreads out. I have another co-host that does a lot of the other places around the South in addition to Nashville. But my focus is Nashville because we have so much here that we can focus on. And then the best part for me is that I get to actually just hang with buddies that are, you know, on the road with me and in cool places like Prince's Hot Chicken or, you know, something that's a Nashville staple.
Go to circleplus.com and you can see if the Circle is in your town or where it's playing in your city. By this time, we'd really planned on the full launch of it, but, you know, like many things, Corona has shut that down. Has anyone that you know stumbled across the show in any way, or anyone said, hey, or is that not happening yet?
Yeah, actually, the very first time that I even posted about it, because the network launched January 1st.
Right.
And I had been told that my show wasn't going to air until mid-January. But on January 1st, I wanted to make the announcement of like, hey, I'm doing this show. Look out for it. It's going to be fun. And I immediately got texts from people in Iowa of their television saying, I just saw you on the Circle Network. I didn't even know I had Circle. And so it was really cool because I didn't even think I was on air yet. And then I was already getting people, texting me pictures of their television screen.
Yeah, check it out. CirclePlus.com. Find out where Circle Network is with you and where it is with you. All right. Well, I think we've pretty much said it all. I'm so excited for you. I remember when you
Thank you.
You texted me like, hey, can you talk? And I was like, well, I'm doing the radio show right now. How important is it? And you're like, just call me when it's over. And then I remember I was in the bathroom. I'm not using the bathroom, but I was in the bathroom and I FaceTime you and you're like, what do you think about me being a Runaway June? And I was like, because you had already decided, but I was like, that's actually quite perfect. And you're like, well, here we go. And I mean, that was a while ago, but man, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I'm your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan, Natalie Stovall.
Oh,
and I hope you know that. I hope you really, really, maybe not Jane's probably your biggest, but I'm up there, top 5. Well, your parents are probably 2 and 3. I'm probably like top 7 for sure. Because
At least top 7.
Yes. All right, there she is. Natalie Stovall, at Natalie Stovall Instagram. Also part of Runaway June, at Runaway June Official. Natalie, good to talk to you. I will see you soon. Rooting for you as always, and I'll talk to you real soon, okay?
Awesome. Thanks,
All right.
Bobby.
Bye, Natalie.
Bye, Mike.
Later.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Bones. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and then go check it out. A lot of artists, a lot of songwriters, a lot of music. Welcome to the Bobby Cash channel.